If you're one of those who knows the health benefits of coconut, wants to add them in your diet, and still don't know how to extract water out of it without spilling it all over, how to extract the flesh, and how to grate it, then maybe this video is just for you. My name is Shirasao and welcome to my channel. Hello friends, Jai Shri Ram. This video is about coconut. Not about its health benefits, but about how you will separate its water without spilling it all over, how will you separate its chunks, and then how will you grate it. So this is the long and short of this video. I'll tell you a few techniques like if you remove the shendi of this coconut, that means if you remove the husk of this coconut, then you will see three eyes of the coconut. You can pierce only one of the three eyes because the other two are hard. So one of the eyes which can get pierced is actually the eye through which this coconut was last getting watered by the coconut plant. So you can pierce it and you can extract the water. If the water still doesn't come out, then just heat it so that it cracks at certain place. Whenever it cracks, pierce it with a knife so that the air can enter through that, and then the water will ooze out of the eye which you have ruptured. So this is the way you extract water. Now how do you extract the chunks of this? So again, keep heating it, let the crack widen, and then you use one tool which I'm going to show you. You can use that particular tool. You can use this kind of a tool to break it like this, okay? And after that, to take the chunks out, you can always use this knife to take the chunks out. Now, if you're afraid of doing all this process, then you can always use this kind of gloves, which will protect you from the knife, means your hands won't get cut, and they are even heat resistant. So while you're heating, if you want to protect your fingers, then also it is really good. Feel welcome to use it, but I don't usually use gloves. I trust my skills. So this is the long and short of this video. This is what we're going to see. Now the question arises, why do you want to use coconut in your diet? You need to use coconut because, number one, it regulates your blood pressure. So after a certain age, blood pressure is a huge thing, okay? Then it also improves your digestion. So if you have constipation problem or problems related to digestion, then it is really good. Plus it has potassium, calcium, a lot of other things which improve your, like calcium is good for your bones, potassium for the overall processes of your body, and it also has antioxidants due to which your aging will reduce. If your aging reduces, that means you are increasing your longevity. So you will live longer if you have coconut in your diet. Okay, so let's get started. Let me show you one by one. First of all, we will start by removing the husk. So how do you remove the husk? You can use anything like this. This is my barbecue stick. If you don't have it, feel welcome to use any screwdriver. Okay, now let me hold the camera in such a way that you're able to see it. I hope you're able to see. Yeah, so now what you do is you just pierce the husk with this barbecue stick, and you just use it like a lever like this, and the husk will very easily come out. Okay, see, if you're not using this coconut for religious purposes, then you can always take out the shendi. Okay, so this is the shendi, the top part of the husk. So I'm trying to take it out now. God bless, God bless. There it goes. So I've taken out the topmost part of the husk. So now you will see that the coconut has three eyes. Okay, 1 2 3. So here normally in my experience, I'll tell you, the eye which is the farthest away from the other two is actually the eye that can get pierced, and this is the eye through which the coconut was getting watered. But if you don't understand it, try piercing all the three eyes. This eye will get pierced, these two won't get pierced. Another way to identify is, you will see these venations. You will see three venations at the center. The center point is the closest to this particular eye, and that means this eye is the most important eye. Okay, so I'll show it to you in action. I'll try to pierce the other two eyes first. See, it is not getting pierced. This one also is not getting pierced, but this one will get pierced very easily. As you can see, it got pierced. So now I'll run it through it like this. Okay, now it got pierced. Now you might be thinking that, okay, see, the vacuum is released, and now if I try to take the water out, it will come out. No, it won't come out that easily. Or you'll have to shake it a lot, because the air cannot enter this. What For water to come out, the air has to enter, right? Something has to replace the water, and that should be the air. So you have only one entrance, and that's why it is very difficult to extract the water from here. So you need to break the skull somewhere, or what is it called, the shell. You have to break the shell, so that you can pierce the flesh of this coconut through this knife, and the air will enter from there, and the water will come out from here. For that, you will have to break the shell. So how will you break the shell? It is really difficult. You will need this kind of a tool to do that. This tool comes with a very sharp edge over here, and it also comes with this plate, so that the water gets collected over here. And at the bottom, you will find a rubber tube. So what this rubber tube does is, it basically avoids it from slipping. So this is very important. So take this kind of a tool, and this should be extremely sharp. This should be as sharp as possible. So I've got another tool with me. Let me show that tool to you. So this is an example of a good tool, and this is an example of a bad tool. The bad tool has blunt edge. It is not made up of metal, so it is made up of plastic. It can bend like this. See, it can bend. Okay, and it does not have a rubber ring at the bottom, so it can slip very easily. See, it can slip very easily, and that is the main problem. So please buy this kind of a tool. Now, even if you have this tool, if you try to break it, it is going to take a lot of energy. And to avoid this, and of course, the more energy you apply, the more that water will splash, and you won't like it. So to avoid that, we can reduce the integrity of this shell by heating it. When you heat it, it will automatically start cracking, and it will fall apart on its own. Cracks will form, and then you try to hit it on this particular tool, so that it breaks very easily. So for heating it, take out the husk completely, because if the husk is there, then this husk will burn, and then smoke will get formed, and you won't like it in your kitchen, right? So you remove most of the husk as far as possible, and then you come to your gas. Okay, I'm going to heat it like this. Now, before I start heating it, go with a plan. See, if you heat it, then you need something to hold it and rotate it, if you want to rotate it, right? Or you want to hold it in place in some way or the other. So one thing that you can use is this kind of a tool, which is used to flip your roti. Okay, but the problem with this tool is that it often slips. It does not hold it well. So my recommendation is, first recommendation is, do not rotate it too much. We have to heat only one part of it, and we will hit that part only on that tool, so that we have maximum impact, and there is no need of wasting energy and heating the rest of the part, because we are anyways not cracking that part. Okay, so keep it still. That is first recommendation. Second is, even if you keep it still, then also you have to pick it up at some point to cool it off. You will have to run under the water. So for that, how will you pick it up? Will you pick it up using this? No, it will really slip. So don't do that. So always position it like this, so that the hole which you have pierced is at the top. Then you pierce it again with this barbecue stick like this, and you keep it in this position only while you're heating it. You let it rest nicely. See, for this, you should really have a nice burner. Also, my burner has these three places where you can rest your food. So you do this, adjust it. Okay, it is staying still without much of a problem. Now you start heating it. Try to heat it on maximum flame. Heat only on one surface because you don't want rest of the surfaces to get heated up. There's no point in heating rest of the surfaces. You'll only be wasting your energy. So try to conserve that energy. Heat only one part of it. Now, over the time, you'll realize that oftentimes I've seen that towards the back, a crack gets formed. So after about a minute or two, you will hear it crack open. So you'll hear something like pat. Okay, and when that happens, you do know that it has broken, it has cracked, and that is when you run it under the water. When you run it under cold water, once again that crack aggravates, and then you let it dry, and then you can use it over this tool, and you can break it very easily. So let it give me that sound. Let's observe it from all the sides. Okay. God bless this coconut for being my food. God bless. You have to kill life to survive, it's a bad thing, but what else can be done? Now it's almost near to cracking. See, the reason it takes a long time to crack is that it is filled with water, and water absorbs most of the heat, and that's why that heat is not actually being transferred to the shell. It does not stay in the shell, and that's why the shell does not crack very easily. But beyond a point, the water will also go, I mean, it will give away, and the shell will break. I'm hearing something happened. Yeah, you see the crack getting formed over there? So that is the crack. If I keep it like this crack is going to increase. This crack. How can I show it to you? Can you see it over here? This is that crack. It will aggravate over the time. God bless it. God bless it. Now I can smell a few things. That means the water is really oozing out, or the inner flesh of that coconut is burning up. So I can hear it. Notice that there is no smoke formation. Why is there no smoke? There is no smoke because we have removed all the husk. Husk usually contains water, and if something is wet, it is not dry, it is not burning completely, then it leads to smoke. Smoke actually is unburnt particles of certain things. So if the wood is unburnt, then that is smoke. If the wood burns completely, then it does not form smoke. So here the shell is burning completely, or rather, I would say it is not burning at all. It is only absorbing the heat, and that's why it cracks. Okay, there is a crack over there. As far as I can see, there's another crack also over there. Okay, I think that is enough. We can see the crack. See, now as soon as I took it out, it is half burnt, and that's why it is smoking. So I'll let it burn, and I'll turn on the chimney. Now if you take it out, see, it is going to smoke. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the heat. I let it smoke. All the smoke gets absorbed by the electric chimney. You see that? Now let the smoke stop, and after that we'll run it under the water. So you see, it has cracked really well. It is still not dripping. As you can see, it is not dripping. Why is it not dripping? Because only the skull has cracked, uh, but the flesh is still intact. So if the flesh is intact, there is no way for the air to get in. The flesh is intact, and keep it like this only, otherwise it will start dripping. Now you move it over here in the basin, you run the tap, You run it under water. Now this is not smoke, this is steam. The skull is really hot, and the water on top of it is now evaporating due to that heat, and that evaporation helps us in two ways. One is the evaporation is leading to cooling automatically so that we can handle it better, and it is steam. Okay, so no problem, I don't need to start the electric chimney, it's absolutely okay. But you can see the steam, right? So due to this, two things will happen. One is it will cool down because evaporation causes cooling, so this skull will cool down, and at the same time this skull will also dry up, so I don't have to damp it with a cloth. Otherwise the cloth will become black. I won't say it will dirty it, there is nothing dirty in the world, especially when you burn something alive to eat it. You should at least not call it dirty. But what I'm saying is it will dry up, and that black thing won't get attached on your cloth. So this is another technique of doing it. See, it has dried up. Now if you still feel uh, it risky to touch it, then feel welcome to use these gloves. These gloves do not burn in heat, and they do not even if you try to pierce them, then they don't get pierced, so I'll be using them. Okay, so I'm using the gloves. See, the reason I'm using the gloves is because I want to quickly do it. Otherwise normally I'll leave it to cool, or maybe I'll run it through the water once again. But it's absolutely okay. Let us have a quick video so that it doesn't take too much of your time. Now we will come to this tool. This is our tool, right? So to use this tool, hold it, please hold it, no matter what the tool person says, the company says, but you have to hold it, otherwise it doesn't work. So you hold it like this, and then you try to break it. Now before doing this, I think it would be a better idea to extract the water, and instead of extracting it in this tool, you can extract it in maybe a bowl. So let me take a bowl. Okay, I've taken this bowl, and let me extract the water first. So for that, what I'll do is, there is flesh over here, I'm going to cut the flesh so that air can enter. Hold this at the top, hold this at the top, otherwise it will start dripping. Hold it at the top, and then you just pierce the flesh. Okay, so that air passes in. You will hear something now. Again, vacuum release sound. Okay, and now you put the eye down, and it starts oozing the water out. Wait a minute, let me change the angle so that you're able to see. um, See, I'm just holding it like this, and I'm rotating the knife so that air can pass in, and then it will start oozing the water out. I guess all the water has come out, but let me still. Oh my god, there was a lot of water. Okay, this is a better technique. You make a hole like this. There's already a hole on this side, and try to ooze the water from here. It will be faster. Okay, that's a learning for me as well. Okay, now I'm taking the water out first so that it does not spill all over. You can always use a sieve, and you can extract water out of all the husk particles. Okay, now let us start breaking the skull. So how do we do that? See, this part can be broken by your bare hands. Okay, no problem there. This part is there, how do you remove it? So just hold stick a knife, and it will come out. Okay, it came out even without sticking a knife. Now this thing is there, right? Now there is this crack. Okay, now notice all the cracks. Wait a minute, let me adjust my angle so that you see it better. I think from here you'll be able to see it better. Yeah, now see, there is a crack over here. Okay, notice this crack, notice this crack. So now you hit it alongside this crack. Okay, so you hit it alongside this crack. It should hit like this on the crack. Okay, another technique is, if you're not using the gloves, then try to hold it like this. It should not be touching your hand. If it touches your hand, then maybe if there's a crack formation over here, the crack can wedge out, your flesh can get in, and then after the impact, the wedging will reduce, and then this will get stuck to your hand. Your flesh will get pinched into the crack, and that's what you don't want. So try to hold it just by 2 points, the points which you're absolutely sure are not going to be in the way of the crack. Hold it just by 2 points and break it. So consider the way, you know, maybe a bowler always, in cricket, bowler always holds the ball in his fingers, right? So similarly, you have to hold this in your fingers and not in your hand like this. Okay, and you hit alongside this crack. Are you able to see the crack? Hit it alongside this crack. Okay, this should be alongside the crack. See, it is coming out. It is very easy to extract it like this. Again, see another crack. Okay, over here. Another thing is, while hitting it, close your eyes so that it does not fly into your eye. You see it now? I've hit it well. Now see, this chunk has come out. Now see here, there is a crack. I can hold it like this maybe, and I can pull it out. Okay, so gloves help a lot in this. Otherwise, if you don't have the gloves, then this might hurt your fingers. So gloves help a lot. I'll leave the link in the description for buying the gloves as well. And now this kind of chunks can be extracted by sticking a knife into it. Okay, so I'll leave it to you. See, keep seeing the crack formation. Wherever the crack is there, hit on that crack. Okay, so the crack widens. Okay, you keep doing it. See, the crack is still here now. The crack is still here. So I'm going to hit here now. See, now the crack has expanded. I'll hit over here. So this is what you have to keep doing. Just keep following the crack. Okay, and these chunks will come out. So for taking the chunks out, just stick a knife over here. See, if you're not using the gloves, then don't hold it like this, otherwise your finger might get hurt. Here now I'm wearing the gloves, so nothing will happen, but otherwise you should be normally extracting it like this, so that it does not hurt your fingers. So you stick a knife like this in between the skull and the flesh, and you keep moving it. See, after it sticks, you have to move it like this so that it comes out. See, it has come out. So this is how you normally extract the flesh from the skull. Okay, so this is done. I'm breaking this. Okay, for demonstration purpose, this is enough. Otherwise, the video will be very long. Now I'm taking off my gloves. The work of gloves is done. Okay, now these pieces, it's always better to wash them off. So I'll just show you how to wash them. Take any container like this, put the pieces into it, run it under the water. Just run it, just clean it in the water. So you see, this is how the chunks get cleaned. Then what you need to do is you need to grate it now. So for grating it, various types of graters come. Like this is a grater with uh, bigger holes. See, the holes are big. This grater has smaller holes. So you pick the grater of your choice and you can start using it. This one is very basic, this is very easy to use. You can always hold it down like this. Below this you keep a plate and you can easily grate it. I'll show you a more challenging one. So in this case, I have this grater. Okay, I hope you're able to see. So to grate with this grater, first of all, uh, you can always move this back with the grater itself, or maybe with this chunk. And now you keep one end of the grater on the ground, okay, and this also fixes the plate, otherwise the plate will also keep moving. So hold it like this, and then you grate it like this. So while grating it, try to grate it at the edge. So if the surface becomes flat, then try to grate it at certain edge. On edge it will work better. On the surface, on a flat surface, it won't work. Some people might think of grating like this. No, it is a very bad idea, because one is your fingers are very close to the grater, and it's bad for you. And another is it won't get grated also, you'll require a lot of energy. So lesser the surface area, lesser the amount of energy you will need. So hold it like this, vertical. See, this is how it gets grated. And try to move it all the way so that the length of these grates are more. Otherwise the length is less. If you keep on doing it only here, then the length will be more less. But if you move it all the way, then the length will be more. So let me show it again. Now remember not to go very close to the grater, otherwise your fingers can get hurt. So it is better. See, now here the chunk is very small. So now it's better to hold it like this and grate the rest of the part. Okay, now this part cannot be grated without hurting my fingers, and I'm not going to do that. So the best thing to do is just eat it up. Okay, so this is how you grate it. Now if you want coconut milk out of it, then just put this in makhmal ka kapda. So makhmal ka kapda comes in this form of a bag as well. So on Amazon I got this bag along with this bag along with this bag along with this bag. So in various sizes, this makhmal ka kapda comes in the various sizes of these bags. So you put that coconut, grated coconut, into this. No, you cannot put the grated coconut directly. You have to put this in the grinder, grind it nicely so that coconut pulp will form. Feel free to add some water also to it, so that the coconut milk becomes less dense. And then you put that pulp into this muslin cloth bag, means makhmal ke kapde ki bag, and just extract the coconut milk. Coconut milk can be used in all the Thai items. They are usually using coconut milk, and that pulp, the dried pulp that you will have inside this bag, it can be used in your vegetable. So in my next video, I'll tell you how to use it in, let us say, khichdi. So I often use it in my khichdi, and it really tastes well. So this is how you can extract the coconut milk and pulp, or you can even use this grated coconut also directly in your food. So maybe I'll show you with the grated vegetable only in the next video. In this video, I think this is more than sufficient. The target was only to tell you how to extract water and coconut chunks, and how to grate it nicely. And it is really good to use coconut in your diet. Do let me know whether you use coconut or not, and how you extract coconut. Until next time, Jai Shri Ram. This is Amit Shirasao, and you can support me at amit.shirasao@UPI.